propose. First will be Joey Osborne.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for having me. Perfect. Thanks for coming, especially coming out just to see me, as I know you all did. And thanks for being polite to the other candidates too, especially Congresswoman Fox. That took a lot of consideration. I do appreciate the opportunity to be here, though. About 35 years ago, I was at a Lincoln Day dinner out in Caldwell County, and I had the honor to introduce Senator Bob Dole. About 35 years later, I was a teenager then. About 35 years later, I saw him in a restaurant, and he had his assistant with him. And I went over and introduced myself, and I reminded him that, I was introduced him. He said, "Oh, I knew that was you." He said, "I told my assistant across the room, that's Joey Osborne." So if y'all know Senator Dole, he's a comedian. Obviously, he didn't recognize me. I had a lot more hair than I did when I met him. I want to spend just a couple seconds telling you a little bit about me, then I'd like to share with you how I see the election shaping up and taking form. I'm a lifelong resident of Western North Carolina, 60 years. I think I have the record among the other candidates as being the longest Western North Carolinian and having never left. 40 years in business. I've spent probably 45 years not only creating jobs for myself, but creating jobs for others. Had the good fortune for the last 15 years to grow a company to about $50 million a year. We employ 500 folks across the country. We'll add about 100 new jobs this year. And I say that only to frame that I feel like I'm very qualified to bring that sort of entrepreneurial thinking to DC with me. I'm a Republican. I'm as Republican as you come. I've never not been a Republican, and that goes now for 40 years. Conservative, certainly I think I can put my conservatism up against anybody in the room. I consider myself a Calvin Coolidge conservative, if that means anything to any of y'all. When Coolidge came into office, he said, "Don't bring me any new legislation because we already have too many laws." He said, "Don't bring me any new spending because we're already spending too much money." That was in the 20s, folks, so you can imagine where we are now. If you like Calvin Coolidge, you'll like me. Just a couple of things that really concern me. I've been saying that my candidacy, I'm running for Congress because America's running out of time. The time has come where we can no longer sit on our hands or keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. We've got to take action. 11 years ago now, a Trojan horse was wheeled into the White House, and when they opened it up, this guy popped out, very articulate, handsome guy, and said, I want to fundamentally change America. He said, "We will fundamentally change America." That didn't happen in 8 years, but as we look at what's going on now in America, we're seeing that that's really, really close to happening. So we have to fight. We can't fight socialism with watered down conservatism. So I want to unite the Republican Party, which is badly in need of being done. I'll close by saying this. This election is extremely important. We have to be sure that we put the right candidate up against the Democrats come November. I want to cast or share with you the difference, how I may be a little different from the others, but I want to try to do it as positively as I can. Number one, I have there's no baggage. You're not going to hear any tapes or videos or anything about me coming the primary or after the primary, because it's a serious thing. It can be a lie, folks, and I think what you're hearing is a lie. But the Democrats won't stop with that. We're going to have millions of dollars spent promoting that. I don't have a legislative voting record that the Democrats will also pound home. And also I have the age and I think experience, wisdom. I'll admit I have the worst hair in the group, but I think Trey Gowdy has told me he will loan me his barber if I get elected. So that's it. So just as we go into the voting booth on the 3rd, try to take emotion out of the equation and focus on who is the best candidate to go up against a really, really tough Democrat candidate in November. Thank you very much. I'm Joey Osborne. I appreciate you considering me.